Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss. You're watching my review for Fairy Tail, chapter 382. Now, this chapter came out a while ago, but I didn't realize it came out until a couple days ago. And a couple days ago was one of the moments when I was super busy with work. So, yeah. It's out now, though, which would be normal time usually, so not that bad, even though it actually is. But whatever. Fairy Tail. So, we learned in the beginning of this chapter that my speculation not last week, but the week before, about Mardagile, or however you pronounce his name, it was actually right. He's not Master End. It turns out that the revival of Master End is their true goal, probably the one that Hades was speaking of. All right, and in order to complete that goal, in order to actually revive Master End, they need curse power to kind of prevail over magic power. They need to get rid of magic power somehow, and then just have curses dominate. All right, and that's what Face was for. However, Kyoka, she sees Operation Face as a failure, obviously. All right, but Marde tells her, no, it's not. That's just a little bump in the road. You're not looking at the big picture here. All right, and so clearly this guy has some plan, but I don't know what that could entail. Like, how else is he going to get rid of magic? I mean, the only thing I can think of is really freaking stupid. Like, something like there. You know that one dude Yuka, who's in Lamia's scale, and he was introduced back in Galuna Island with Leon and Sherry and Toby, that idiot dude with the claws and the freaking sock or whatever that dude. You know, Yuka's the one with the big eyebrows and crap, and he has that wave magic that wave magic can negate magic. So like the only thing I can think of is that he kind of kidnaps Yuka and then tries to do some type of Moon's Eye plan type of thing where he has his magic affect the entire country. That's like the only thing I can think of, and that's really freaking stupid. So either that or like steals Urza's armor from the Grand Magic Games that she used to defeat Minerva, which would also be stupid. So I don't know what this guy's planning here. All right, but apparently he's got something up his sleeve. All right, he knows something that we don't. So yeah, and he's pretty confident about it too. He's just like he he's he's acting like, well, actually, like I said before, a bump in the road. He's acting like it's not a big deal at all that Face failed. So which I don't know. It seems, I'm hoping it's not something stupid, because I have this fear, because Face was like the big thing for like this arc so far. That was the big threat. That was the thing that Tartarus was trying to accomplish, and now we're just learning like, no, that actually wasn't that big of a deal. So it's kind of hard to believe that there's actually like something even bigger now. Like, it's just hard to believe that the plans could still continue without changing at all, really. So I'm hoping it doesn't end up being something stupid. But well, Hiro Mashima might do some stupid things, but at least he's not Kubo in the sense that he goes out of his way for a plot twist. So in that regard, I guess I can kind of relax a little bit. But well, I'll just move on. Marde ends up punishing Kyoka. So the reason why he's punishing her is because she played around with Urza too much. All right, and Marde specifically, all the demons, but him especially, he views the humans as insects and creatures who are far below them. So he thinks like, why would you play around with an insect? That's stupid. Right? You care about humans a little bit too much. Right? So he punished her for that. And after that, Warren shows up and uses his telepathy to get everyone in contact with each other, which is funny because whenever he's used, it's always in situations like this. Okay, it's hilarious because when it comes to fairy tale arcs, you always have you have the main crew in Natsu, Lucy, Urza, Gray, and Wendy. All right, then the cats too. All right, and then you have like the next tier of fairy tale characters who are like not the main characters, but they're still main characters, and they show up like all the freaking time, like Gajeel, Mira, Makarov, Elfman, Lisana, people like that, Juvia, people like that. All right. Then you have the next tier of people who are like they pretty much never do anything, but you know who they are. So people like Macau, people like Wakaba, like Alzak and Biska, um, Laki. Like, people might not know who Laki is, but I would still consider her in that tier. She's the person who can use wood make magic. Um, yeah, then you have like the bottom tier, which is like the fodder dudes, like like Max, like that dude who like he can never choose a job. He always just like stands in front of the board trying to figure out what to do next. There's this, there's this one dude who like he just dances. Like, like there's a guy in Fairy Tail who he wears his bodysuit with like freaking light bulbs all over it or something like that, and he just dances. All right, people like that, like the fodder dudes in Fairy Tail who never do anything. Right, Warren is like in between those last two tiers. All right, because he does stuff just barely. Right, he used his telepathy in the Battle of Fairy Tail, which was that arc with Laxus and his group going against Fairy Tail and all that. He was he was useful in that filler arc that the anime did, which is funny. But Warren. Then now again, Warren is doing stuff, so he's done more than the other fodder characters. But he's still like a fodder character, so he's like in between the two tiers. So it's kind of Warren's an interesting character. So I found it funny that that Hiro Mashima used him again here. But yeah, so Warren ends up using his telepathy to connect everybody, and Happy takes advantage of that in order to tell Makarov what Hades said about releasing the light. And it turns out that that is just what I predicted it was. It's telling Makarov to use Lumen Histoire. Alright, so finally we're going to figure out what that is. The thing that only masters of Fairy Tail are allowed to know. So the only people alive who know what Lumen Histoire is are Makarov, Gildarts. Does Laxus know? I don't remember. I don't remember if Laxus knows. I clearly remember Makarov showing it to Gildarts when Gildarts became master for a day. Which was stupid. But I don't remember if he told Laxus, because Laxus is like the next master, because who else would be the next master? Urza? Like, I guess, but Laxus is above her, so Laxus is like the best fit for Master now, especially since he's changed now and everything. So I think he might have been grooming Laxus for Master and showed him what Lumen Histoire is. Oh, who cares? The point is that there aren't many people who know. But now finally the rest of us are going to be enlightened, if you will. Okay, so yeah, he's questioning Makarov. He hears this release the light thing from Happy, and he starts questioning it, but it doesn't he doesn't really have a chance to really do anything because Warren's telepathy ends up getting hacked into by Marde. Alright, and Marde ends up using Allegria, which I would assume is his curse. One of his curses, because he might have more than one, who knows. He's like the Demon King, the Master Tactician, like, people like that usually are like special, so maybe he has more than one. But when he uses Allegria, the cube changes into like this monster thing, reminiscent of freaking Horacio and Sace when the thing turned into an octopus or whatever. Like, I don't even remember. All I remember is like an octopus thing going towards Cat Shelter or Kate Shelter or whatever. Right, but it's reminiscent of that. The cube transforms into like this monster thing. Alright, the gravitational field disappears completely, and then everybody except for Lucy, gets like sucked into something, and then it looked like they got frozen. So that's interesting. But yeah, Lucy's the only one who wasn't affected by this, and Silver, Marde, and Kyoka with her mask like half broken. Right, half her mask is like half off now, which I thought was cool. I was wondering what her face looked like for the longest freaking time. Maybe we'll finally find out what her full face looks like. We know what half of it looks like now, but we saw half of Toby's face before his mask came off. That didn't really help anybody. But I completely forgot what it was. Oh yeah. Kyoka, Silver, and Marde, they sense magic of some sort. So I would assume that magic is what saved Lucy. The first thing that came to mind was the Celestial Spirits, that they did something in order to save her. but I can't tell if she was actually transported somewhere or if she's actually still in the cube. And it's just like the ice just didn't get her somehow. If she's still in the cube, then that's gonna be tough because she's still got Silver and Marday and Keith around. Who else? Are they the only ones? Tempesta, that's right. Jackal. Yeah, so yeah, that's that's not gonna end well. That's not gonna end well for her. But if she was actually teleported somewhere else, then she'll probably be able to prepare at least and do something about it. Come up with a plan of some sort. Maybe summon a million spirits at once, because Lucy is impressive as a celestial mage. So it wouldn't surprise me if she just summoned a bunch of spirits. She's done it before, like summoned 2 or 3 at the same time or something like that. Whatever. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the chapter. I don't any more, and I'll just like start rambling. But yeah, the big question is what magic was used to save Lucy. That's that's it. So yeah, next week or whenever the next chapter comes out, that's the I'll be interested. I won't necessarily say I'm looking forward to it, but I'll be interested at the very least. So yeah, but that's it, you guys. And I will give this chapter a 7 out of 10. Because the stuff with Marday was interesting, the stuff at the end was interesting, but everything was interesting. It's just like not much happened. It was like 3 scenes, and it was mostly talk. So yeah, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. That's that. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.